Howdy folks, today is Saturday, May 3rd. It is 4:43 p.m. and the temperature here in downtown Toronto is a rather cool 9 degrees Celsius. I almost said nice there. Not sure why. I'm still a bit jet lagged and out of it. And this is the intersection of King and Portland. And this is an area that'll be quite busy later tonight. There's a lot of bars and nightlife centered around here. There's some people enjoying a patio on Portland Street. Well, yesterday we had weather in the low 20s. That was certainly much better patio weather than today. But for this one, we're going to go check out some of the cherry blossoms. I think the most popular place to see cherry blossoms and where there's the highest concentration of them is at High Park. As I talk over a lot of loud music blasting from King Taps. There's versed an excellent German sausage beer hall. In my humble opinion, I think the second best spot in the city to see the cherry blossoms is at Trinity Bellwoods. But there's not many there, and it doesn't take very long to walk through it, so not sure what all that excitement is about, but we're gonna go for a walk from here up to Queen. I'll head north at Bathurst Street. Then it'll be west through the West Queen West neighborhood to Trinity Bellwoods Park, where we will head north through the park and check out the cherry blossoms. And the southeast and northeast corner of Bathurst and King here have been annihilated by Metrolinx. It's the future home of an Ontario line stop. There's where the Banknote used to be, an excellent bar. Oh, we just missed a Lambo turning north onto Bathurst. It's Supercar Day at King and Bathurst. Speaking of super, I quite love this new building that's gone up. It's nice to see something that's not just a glass box. It's got nice big, useful balconies. And there's the Wheat Chief, the oldest bar in the city of Toronto. Fortunately, that corner was spared by Metrolinx. But let's head north up to Queen. Bathurst here sits on the west end of downtown. Or rather, it's the western border of downtown. Are you also getting jokes? Some kind of event going on at this running store. this is just the second video I've recorded since coming back to Toronto from Japan and Thailand. I missed the cherry blossoms in Japan. I missed them by about a week. And I should be able to catch them in action here. This is Adelaide Street West. All right, let's go for it and cross the street here.
We go there.
That's St. Mary's on the left. I totally didn't forget the name of it, so I didn't mention it. Only to see the sign. Nope, that's not what happened at all. And coming up at the next intersection, I was once live streaming alongside Ken, and someone took issue with us having a camera. And he actually ran out into the middle of the street and assaulted us. Or rather, Ken, he shoved him. There's a community center there. I think they now have security. At least every time I've walked by it, there's been security in front. I've still kind of subconsciously avoided walking along this stretch here. I'm usually stuck to the other side of the street. There's the building there. This is Richmond Street. And look at this mess of traffic, surely caused by those pesky cyclists. Yep, there's either security or a community outreach worker. The bright yellow vest on, standing just inside. That's the Parkdale Queen West Community Health Center. And this is kind of a western extension of Graffiti Alley. It's more graffiti than art. This looks new. Well, welcome to a neighborhood that's been dubbed on a few different occasions by a few different publications one of the coolest in the world. Queen West runs along Queen Street.
Stop fucking caping me. Stop caping me.
All right, that guy was physically assaulting that guy, saying, "Stop taping people." Well, as soon as he said that, I decided to just keep moving. Not going to invite myself into a confrontation. All right, it seems to have settled down a bit. There's a lot of very mentally unstable people hovering around that intersection, unfortunately. As we head towards Trinity Bellwoods, West Queen West. Hey, there's another Aston Martin. West Queen West runs between Bathurst Street and Dufferin Street. Accidentally kicked a pine cone at a guy and he kicked it right back.
Or the gemstones, Daddy.
All right, let's cross here.
Just like gathered. Yeah.
There's a North of Brooklyn pizza.
We were like, ha ha ha.
It's an unusually large crowd in front of that place.
I once heard a streetcar fumble the AI on that.
You can also catch cherry blossoms at Exhibition Place.
Yeah.
There's a neat little row of them there. There's a few lurking in the music garden. The Edwards Gardens has some. That's not too far from where I live. You'll find some on the islands and at Woodbine Park. There's a few at Ramsden Park. And another popular spot to see them is in front of Robarts Library. I think there's a few more areas scattered around the city, but those are the main ones.
Actually, wait, let's do, I don't know, but do you like... I see the concept. Do you? I see it.
Toy Terminal.
Okay.
I just don't want anyone to take any African move.
That was Senko. It was so busy I couldn't really stop and get much of a look at it. It's a popular Japanese, I almost want to say confection store. It's kind of like a general store. It's worth checking out if you're in the area. We are just a few blocks away from those cherry blossoms at Trinity Bellwoods.
Okay. Which I'm Dashley.
Oh, we should get her pumpkin Mary, but what?
Those are my favorite days.
And I think it's going to be very busy there.
It's not flooding, but they had some. Sitting there like. In my mind, I'm just like looking at the corner of my computer like.
Go nuts with your coffee.
Yeah, that makes sense. Really funny video. Love this guy. What do you mean, Kurt?
No, Dad. This is a very New York.
And look at this. There's some people climbing and touching the tree. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're right. My hair is not.
I'm gonna grab a few pictures here. They're supposed to be in full bloom around May 8th or 9th, but with a couple of warm days over the past few days, I think they've bloomed a little earlier than anticipated.
Okay, come.
I contemplated maybe like.
That lady literally just grabbed the branch. There's the shot with the CN Tower in the background.
You have to ask me like months
I'm
later.
dead ass gonna go.
Tough because there's a lot of people.
So what I'll do is I'll make my way north through the park in a moment. I think there's a few more trees hiding up at that end of the park. Well, I heard people speaking Japanese. It must be a bit of a surreal feeling to be looking at sakura trees away from your homeland. I'd like to see that nut job who had a problem with that guy recording coming to this park. What's he gonna do? Start threatening every single person with a camera? It is quite beautiful. Would have been perhaps nicer if the skies were a bit more blue and we had some more sunlight, but still beautiful nonetheless. All right, now we'll head north through the park up towards Dundas Street. Not sure who that's a tribute to. But this park is always full of life and energy. This whole park was built around the former Garrison Creek Ravine. And it's called Trinity Bellwoods, as just over there was the original site of Trinity College that opened back in the 1850s. It was later incorporated into the University of Toronto, and it moved over to the St. George campus, which is just east of here, where I think the Trinity Bellwoods building is the nicest at that entire campus. And you would never know the CN Tower was surrounded by a sea of skyscrapers from this vantage point. It's still quite dominant, looming over the city. This area up here is called the Dog Bowl. At least I thought there were a few more cherry blossom trees up at this end. I'm not seeing any. Well, I'd love to be playing some softball. Well, I think they're just over there. I'm going to do something that's extremely rare in this city. Unfortunately so, I'm going to use the restroom. This is something the city sorely lacks. And they've turned the outdoor skating rink here into a pickleball court. That's kind of neat. Anyways, this video will resume. Mission accomplished. So I think what I'll do is walk this way by the remainder of the cherry blossoms in the park. And at Ossington and Dundas, I'll catch the 63 bus and just head up to line 2. I was in a softball league up until COVID reared its ugly head and the league stopped. I think it started up again, but I had moved on. That was a insurance league co-ed kind of deal.
Did she come back eventually?
that would go.
And that is all she wrote for the cherry blossoms at Trinity Bellwoods, at least as far as this walk is concerned. Now it's time to go catch that 63, which fortunately is rather frequent.
So this is Trinity Bellwoods.
So this is west along the south side of Dundas Street West. We're just a few blocks away from Ossington Avenue. For sale, propertyguys.com.
They used to only do like nachos for food. Yeah. We're not able to.
Pero buena puta.
Let's keep going. I was going to cross to the north side, but
Ay, qué horror. Yeah, just sending. Just sending.
this is always a busy and vibrant stretch of Ossington just south of Dundas, between Dundas and Queen.
But these black people.
There's the legendary Lakeview. A number of big productions have film scenes there. I think most notably the movie Cocktail starring Tom Cruise. All right, let's see if a bus is on its way. Yep, I see one off in the distance. So I'm just going to cross the street, wait a few minutes, and hop into that bus. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Starting at Portland and King, making my way up to West Queen West, over to Trinity Bellwoods, then up through the park, checking out the beautiful cherry blossoms. Over to here at Ossington and Dundas. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!